Yoga. I failed to rapidly say yoga really fast. Salutations everybody, Vicmanado here, and welcome back to Legacy of Goku 2. Yeah, it's actually really hard, despite yoga being a short word, it's actually one of the harder tongue twisters to repeatedly say really fast. Don't know how Dalsim does it. My goodness, a Namek! I think the term is Namekian actually. Oh, you're familiar with the Nameks? Of course, why one is currently staying in my home until he finds his own place. Having your entire planet destroyed can be quite traumatic. Piccolo says nothing. Well, I understand you people are quite powerful. If you find time, you could please assist a poor tormented village in the south of the city. The Triceratops in their region are behaving quite aggressively. So apparently there's a problem with dinosaurs down south. We can go help him out. And you actually have to accept that quest as Piccolo. You know, he was talking about us being Namekian, but only... He will not respond to Gohan. If Gohan talks to him, he'll just say, I'm too busy. So we've just picked up a quest that we need to do, but before we go down there, and before I can learn to talk, let's go down to the Capsule Corporation and hand in the parts for the skeleton that we got for Bulma. It's definitely worth doing beforehand. But what you'll also find is as you walk here, just after we found Piccolo, Goku is no longer here. I actually don't know where he disappears off to. Or if he's even on the map at all anymore. Maybe he's on the parking lot to the left, I don't know. Not important, not too important anyway. So anyway, let's go find Bulma. We already know where she is. There's quite a few things we need to do in Capsule Corp anyway before we leave. I think it's a good way to start off before we go into the main action section, because the Triceratops jungle will be there probably for the rest of the video. I guess I'll get a free cookie. Does she give it to Piccolo? Have some cookies I baked! Yeah, it's really weird about Piccolo is that I believe Dende mentions that Nameks only need to drink water, but Piccolo apparently is okay with eating stuff, so I don't know. I guess they can choose to if they want. Hey, and now I can finish fixing that scouter. Wait, okay. I thought the game was like just gonna leave me to walk around. There, that should do it. So now we have a scouter, probably one of the more useful items in the game, and that's why it's worth to get as early as possible. This game works. This item works for multiple purposes. So you can press select to go scan different people and enemies, and it also has a map and a regional map too. Piccolo actually says great, great. Doesn't actually sound very character appropriate, but anyway, let's have a look. So if we press select, we can try this out straight away on Bulma. It will highlight whatever in your play screen. I like the little interface on the left and right, the way it scrolls up and down. If we scan over something, it's funny because even NPCs actually have HP, strength, power, and endurance here. She's got 22 HP. Bulma Briefs, the daughter of the founder and the president of the Capsule Corporation. Bulma has many inventions and patents in her name, notably the Dragon Radar, which might appear later on in the game. A device designed to detect unique energy signature associated with ancient artifacts known as the Dragon Balls. I shouldn't read things very fast because I just can't enunciate clearly enough, as I just said there, as I just stuttered. But yeah, so now we have the scouter, very useful. If you press the R button as well, it will show you a small map of where you are, and then like I said, you can see a whole regional map if you press R again. So this item, incredibly useful, and it's, you know, like, it's not missable, obviously, you can still get it any time, but it's worth getting as soon as possible. It's available as early as this, but also doing so will open up another quest, believe it or not, because she said you can check your data in the central computer, so we might as well head there. But then, hey Piccolo, Dr. Brees wants to see security about a possible information leak we may have here at the Capsule Corporation. Security is located down the hall to the east. So now we have another quest immediately given to us as soon as you get the scouter. And that's because we need to go to the computer room to go check the data if we want to check our enemies that we've documented. So if we talk to the security guy here, he says, this isn't an easy job. Capsule Corporation is one of the biggest and most influential companies in the world. There are loads of people out there who would love to steal our ideas and secrets. Corporate espionage is a huge problem. I'm not reading these correctly. Recently, some highly dangerous experimental capsules went missing. I'll get to the bottom of this. In fact, Dr. Briefs authorized me to give you a blue security. It's funny, like, he says, I'll get to the bottom of this, and then he gives you a security card to go check it out yourself. But anyway, with that said, that's all we need to go do some investigating, and let's go see who's apparently stealing stuff in the company. I'm also kind of half tempted to use this opportunity to go and beat up whichever human is next in the atrium. But first, if you go down to basement area, is that what BA means? If you go to the basement area, there are 2 capsules here for you, so definitely worth doing it. It's a free strength capsule, and then I think a first endurance capsule that we found. Well worth your time. And now, you need to go all the way up to the top floor here. It's this very interesting looking room here. Nice scrolling background, a really large computer. I really don't know if this actually makes an appearance in the series or not, but I really like the background here. So we have the key to enter this door here. And inside here, you want to go to this button here and press it. They don't really give you a clear indication of which way to go to actually find the thief, but it's self-explanatory enough as long as you check which doors need the blue card key. There's also a save point there if you are so inclined. I feel like I need to save at one point later on in this game just in case I do die, because I've actually had to backtrack so many times because of, you know, accidental deaths that have happened. So there doesn't seem to be anything in this room except for this scientist. Wonder what he has to say. What are you doing up here? I just got lost. Oh really? What's that in your hand? This! He summoned a wolf! He is the wolf whistler! And this actually counts as a boss, and it plays like the confrontation music, which actually, if you're familiar with the English dub theme, you played it during our fight with Frieza, but it's also the theme for Vegeta's Final Flash. That's when it first plays in the series, I believe. Okay, let's try this again. What are you doing up here? Oh, alright. I work for Pod Corporation, one of the Capsule Corporation's major competitors. When we learned that Capsule Corporation was developing a capsule that could contain living organisms, we had to learn the secret. So basically, they're making Pokeballs. We're gonna capture dinosaurs. I got a job working here as the capsule scientist, so I could steal secrets and sabotage their research. Alright, you're coming with me. That was the easiest interrogation ever. We just killed a wolf, and then, well, I suppose we are green. I found who's stealing experimental capsules. He confessed to everything. Newman, I should have known. You're going to jail. Rats. It's funny, by jail he means just like the Capsule Corporation building. He's gonna be here forever. And now we have the red security card pass, which, as he said, will give us access to the central computer room, which is right here. And if you check it, you're able to view data on anybody you've scouted, or just encountered, it seems, because we have data on Frieza and King Cold. Now what's sort of interesting here is that even, like, in regards to HP, strength, power, and endurance, King Cold is indeed weaker than Frieza in every way. It could also be just because he's in his second form, but, you know, I was of the belief that before Mecha Frieza, King Cold was actually stronger than Frieza. I mean, that's what was heavily implied, anyway, and what was sort of implied, well, what was sort of implied in the Budokai games as well was, like, in the documents it said that, oh hey, King Cold is stronger than Cooler and Frieza. But anyway, so let's take on our next human. This is Krillin. Go ahead, go easy on me, he says. He's actually tougher than Yamcha, as you might be able to tell. Now, the problem is, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, I'm going to lose to Krillin. Crap, I am going to lose. He does so much damage, and he's actually very fast and aggressive. So what I'm going to do is hopefully get a chicken. I did not. Let's whittle his HP down as low as possible. So, yeah. He is definitely... I don't actually know if there's a recommended level to actually fight these guys in. But as you can see, Piccolo just has the basic beam. We don't have any other extra attacks that Gohan didn't have yet. Although there will be unique attacks later on. I'm also kind of partially rhythmically talking because I have to keep the rhythm here. Otherwise, Krillin will counterattack. Now what I need to do is he goes back fairly fast. So I'm trying to direct his body towards things like the pillars in the room so that he will turn around. And as he turns around, I'm able to kind of easily catch up with him a bit easier. And if I keep this rhythm going, you can also see I'm starting to also gain some ki back, and I can use that ki to get myself some space should he manage to land a hit like this, you know? And we can begin again. So I just need one more punch to actually win this. I'm going to beat you, Krillin. There we go. Wow, that was so close. Ow, that hurt. I guess I need to train more. Gotta train more. Who says that? I feel like that's a fighting game character that they say that when they die. I think it might be Law from Tekken, but you know, I could be wrong. Like, experience is a little bit low there. There's 5 pedestals here. They might become significant later on. I probably am hinting way too early on that. So yeah, that's everything we need to get done at the Capsule Corporation, and just at the right nick of time because I am almost dead. I'm almost tempted to eat a senzu. You know, yeah, I guess I was just safe because that was all fine. Unless I screwed the recording over, in which case I'll probably have to play over this again for a little while. But anyway, all that said and done, we're ready to go run a little errand for the mayor. If I level up, it will fully heal me too, so I just need to make sure I don't take a hit. I'm playing heroics from Monster Hunter at the moment, you know. So welcome to Triceratops Jungle, very serious music starting to play. And as you can see, there's a unique door here, just for Piccolo. You need to be level 10 to get through, which he starts off at level 10, so you don't need to really worry about that. Let's enter the Triceratops Jungle. Okay, right, so these guys are kind of tough, but if I just be careful, just be kind of careful with those guys, because they do have a significantly wider range than you might expect, given that they have swords, I guess. So I'm gonna just, whenever I can, weaken them down with beams, and then try and land a finishing blow with punches, because I'm almost leveled up, and a level up is a full heal. Ah! Oh well, I guess you get to see the game over screen. Yep, you died. You're got a halo and you're going to heaven now. Bye bye. And that's us leveled up and alive this time. Reached level 11, which is fantastic. Oh, they automatically punch the air to kind of like fist pump, I guess. So yeah, back to this place. I generally know the area we're going to be going, so I'm going to be taking us to basically everything of interest here. So don't worry, I can 100% this area, including the golden capsules, and also follow us along here for a bit. But I kind of want to just take this moment to just kind of talk about other stuff that's kind of on my mind lately. And, you know, if I can't speak as, you know, honestly in real life all the time, you know, where else can I speak but just possibly like in my own platform, like in LP form. So there's just been something on my mind a bit lately, and it's about, like, I suppose it's kind of tangentially related to kind of, you know, when you do things, and, you know, when you, especially for others, it sort of kind of links to the way it happens in games, I suppose. You know how in games, you know, you do MMOs, you get quests, you get told things, or even like in this game where it's like, hey, go get this, or go do this for this, and you know beforehand, or maybe even afterwards, you know, a lot of the time you do know beforehand, I mean, like, what's in it for you. You know, you're doing it because you want to get a thing, you know? There's nothing necessarily bad about that. That's not really the problem I have, but I wonder, I sort of imagine, like, what would it be like if we could see that for almost, like, everything, every aspect that we do in our lives, you know? Like, if I did something for someone else, you know, do I see the reward for it? Whether it be, like, something physical, or whether it's like, oh, they'll think more of you as a result, you know? I don't know, that's been on my mind because, like, lately I was just wondering about how far people go for each other and stuff. You know, the way I like to think about it was the way it kind of is in Persona, where it's not really about, you know, some sort of physical sort of reward so much. I mean, you do get something at the very end, like when you social link somebody at 10, but that item does absolutely nothing really, you know? You just kind of get a token of, you know, meaning that you've reached an understanding. So I kind of saw that as my kind of goal, was just to kind of understand people as much as I possibly could, and just kind of do the kind of actions that led towards those, you know? Like, when I do something for someone else, it's a sub-quest, it's like a side quest in life, you know? And, you know, like, there doesn't have to be a reward beyond just that, just the experience of just doing, you know? But lately I just kind of, that's kind of come under question, because I've been just kind of shifting about the way I kind of interact. Oh, like, I mean, like, one side of my life is fine, the other side is just a bit, I'm getting a bit existential, I suppose, is that, you know, in terms of career and stuff and my work, I'm kind of more stable, I've kind of got a good idea of where I want to go. But when it comes to social, I'm not, you know, social life and stuff, I'm not really sure I understand how to properly friend, as it were, you know? I mean, I've got people that are close to me, and, you know, I just don't understand what it is I'm you know, I'm possibly doing wrong or right in those sort of scenarios. Because, I mean, I honestly, I suppose this is, I'll just talk about where it mainly stems from, because this kind of segues well into it now, is that, you know, I have a friend that was kind of just starting to be a little bit more cold to me lately, and I started wondering, you know, what was I doing wrong, and I was noticing it, but at the same time I didn't want to, you know, pry, so I just kind of left it, because, I mean, everybody's fighting their own battles in life, you never know what's actually going on. So, you know, I just kind of gave them the benefit of the doubt and just kind of left it. Didn't realise that I was part of the problem as to why they were being cold towards me. There's a purple tiger there. We'll go to there. Interesting colour choice there, man. They were being a bit cold to me for a little bit of time. And then later on I actually just, you know, well, just last week I found out why. Because, you know, okay, anybody who kind of knows me, which is none of you viewers at the moment, but, you know, people who know me know that I like food and I like making food. You know, and I like kind of like having dinners together. And, you know, in a way, it's me just trying to incorporate aspects of my, you know, my home life before I left, you know, before I left my good hometown, you know, it was all about eating together. You know, if you can't have time to spend time leisurely with each other, whatever, that's fine. As long as, you know, like, if you can afford to have any time together, then, you know, try and do it over food. Because when it's food, it creates a good environment. People enjoy food. Everybody has to eat anyway. And it's just kind of as a good way to kind of bond or connect. That's the way I kind of saw it. And I just kind of enjoyed cooking for others in that sort of regard, because it just kind of, I don't know. I suppose because I don't know how to friend, I tried to make as much of it as family-like as possible. And probably that's where I've been in the wrong here. You know, is that I wanted to, maybe I was just coming across as just wanting to be too close, because, you know, it just kind of ended up coming to bite me in the butt. Purple tiger, man. Purple tiger, man. I just have to take a pause just to know. Like, I don't know why they have this one purple tiger there, just this one. I wonder if this is an enemy that will just appear later on, but, you know, it's just like, I know it's just a color swap of the regular tiger, man, but, you know, isn't our other endurance cap, so I think we already got one anyway. But yeah, no, that revelation really sank into me, because, you know, lately they told me exactly, you know, why it was I was getting sort of the cold treatment, and it was because they felt that the reason I was cooking so often for them, and the reason I was being even nice to them to begin with, they said that they felt it was because I simply wanted them to play games with me, and that cooking for them made them feel indebted to me enough that they would spend time and play games with me. And I was just kind of taken really aback by that. Like, I kind of laughed it off. I smiled and just kind of, you know, tried to play it off like it didn't hurt. But to be honest, underneath it, that really was the first time it had actually hurt in quite a while. Because I guess I got it completely wrong, you know? And it just kind of like was kind of jarring to me, because it meant like quite a lot of different things at once just from that, you know? It meant that, well, first off, I guess that they didn't think really much of me, because they think that I would just like bribe somebody with food so that they would spend time with me. But also, I guess it just kind of, I don't know, it implies that they don't really value their time with me at all, because it's like, oh, yeah, I'm only playing with you because I am fed by you. Okay, I'm just going to interrupt that for a second right now. We're in this kind of farm area now, and it's being attacked by Triceratops. You'll actually find if you try and press the punch or attack buttons, you actually cannot attack at the moment. So you can't do anything about these Triceratops here, but they actually can hurt you. So there's a save point here. Should I switch to Gohan? He's got full health anyway. Yeah, I guess we'll switch to Gohan, because like Piccolo's over leveled anyway. What do these farmers have to say? Rumor has it that a giant Triceratops called the Triceratops King controls the dinosaurs in this area. I wouldn't be surprised if it were true. Dinosaurs keep trampling our crops, and it's almost as if they're trying to drive us off the land. I know they can't help it because there's only one emotion, but that portrait makes them look way too happy about this. These dinosaurs are running around and around and around and around. Whoa, watching them makes me feel dizzy. Yeah, it almost makes you kind of forget that they're ruining your livelihood. Now, if I'm not to be mistaken, all these houses you cannot enter. However, if you go to the bottom right one, there is a chest right in front of it. So we're just going to check that first. And that's a 1 strength capsule. So yeah, we have to do something about these Triceratops, and the only way to do that is to go take out the Triceratops King. So now we go to this kind of section I'm not very fond of, where you can attack these Triceratops, but you got to avoid them. And there's actually no items in this area like that are secret or anything, so you just gotta keep going. I know the correct route, so just kind of avoid the Triceratops and maybe just follow the route that I show here. But anyway, there's multiple ways about it, but just whatever you do, just don't touch them. They actually do a surprising amount of damage. But yeah, I was just sort of taken aback by that, because it was just making me wonder, like, man, I mean, if that's how you think about that, for me just doing something like that, then how do you feel, I mean, how do other people feel about when I do anything for them to begin with? It just kind of makes me question, like, maybe I just got it all wrong. Like, I just hate the idea that everyone just feels like they're indebted just because you go and do something for them. I mean, it's great to feel grateful, I suppose, but, you know, it's just, I don't know, something about this gives me like a really sick feeling in my stomach, and it's just like, ugh, just sort of bothers me. But anyway, we reached the Triceratops boss for now. Let's put that aside. What do you want? I'm here to tell you that you shouldn't be trying to run these farmers off their land. Those farmers just have as much right to be here as you do. Haha, I rule these parts, see? I don't know why he's got bandages on his, like, horns and his... No, they're all horns, even the one on his nose, I guess. This place belongs to dinosaurs now. Now, this boss I do have a tip for. Now, the thing about the combat system in this game, he has 1 charge attack, and this boss can be kind of tricky, But my one tip here is to actually hit him downwards if you can. Now, large enemies are a little bit of a joke in this game because you have such a large area of hitting them, so you don't have a problem of rhythmically attacking them. Now, if you can do this just right, I can't get it. Never mind. Okay, you can actually wedge him into the doorway there and actually kind of get him stuck there so you can just repeatedly punch him. But if you can't do that, it's fine. He's not actually too difficult. I say that as I take a solid hit there. Okay, I'm just going to blast him down. They actually do leave you free rocks up here, enough to provide you with some health. He has one charge attack at you, but that should be easy enough to avoid. If he gets a bit too much distance, just use some beams. I'm going to try again. I can't hit him into that spot anymore. It's a shame because I did manage to do this. Oh crap. Come on. Get in there. Nope. Can't do it. Never mind. Okay. So just the only thing is that you don't even have to kill this guy. You just bring him down to about 25% health and that's it. And I leveled up with Gohan. That's great. Everybody's stats growth seem to also be different. So I suppose that's the main differentiation between characters. Okay. I'll give. I'll do whatever you want. How do I know I can trust your word? I may not be the greatest hospitality, but I am the Triceratops of honor. We live here in peace we will live here in peace with these humans. Come back one day and you will find the fields of this village growing once again. Now please, leave me alone so I can sulk. That's actually kind of sad. He has to actually wallow in his defeat, but you know. So yeah, I suppose I guess that's a bit of my personal talk off. I just needed to kind of get that off my shoulders, because I mean, it just kind of bothers me, just in a large way, because, you know, okay, fine, whatever. I can't even argue that when I do something good for somebody, I'm doing it entirely for altruistic or, you know, selfless things. You know, there is something I get out of it, you know, whether it be like, oh, just kind of making sure I can eat more extravagantly by using up all the food at once, you know, reducing wastage, and just doing also even just small things like that, you know, or even just that self-satisfaction you kind of get, you know. I get that. But at the same time, it's just like I give everybody the benefit of the doubt before assuming the worst all the time. You know, I suspect that's always in there. And I suppose I should pause for a second. There's Frieza, but how? He looks nothing like Frieza in this character portrait, especially in this form, but I am not Frieza. And this might be a bit of a surprise to see this guy here. This is Cooler. I am his brother, Cooler. Frieza had a brother? Yes, I am the last surviving member of my family. You and your friends killed my father and my brother. I always thought they were short-sighted fools, however they were still my family. I would kill you all now, but I want to fight Goku. If he dares, I'll be waiting for him on New Namek. Revenge will be mine. And we will not see him for a very long time in the game now. But basically that's a hint to the secret boss in this game. He is non-mandatory, and that's Cooler. He's a movie character, so technically he's not fully canon. But then again, what is canon in Dragon Ball? There's a lot of things that are just like here and there. So, yeah. But he is a secret boss in this game, and as he said, he'll be at New Namek. So, whenever we have an opportunity to maybe go to New Namek, so that's a different planet altogether, we'll definitely go and have a look into it, so we can maybe go challenge him. So, yeah. Preferably with Son Goku with us. So, yeah. But it just kind of, I don't know, it makes me sad because not only do I have to be careful about, you know, not appearing this way, not appearing that way, but I'm just sort of confused because now you can't be too kind to people either, you know? And this is about them giving the key of the city to Hercule now. I know this doesn't juxtapose very well with what's going on in the game. Somebody just stole this key to the city that was supposed to go to Hercule, and Hercule doesn't want to go after him. I was wrestling sharks and one of them bit my leg. It hurts too much to walk. Ow! That's funny, you seem to be able to walk just fine earlier today. The pain comes and goes, ow! Bitten by a shark. The pain comes and goes. Hercule, 2016. My fans demand a lot of me. Karate chopping 10 concrete tiles at once doesn't cut it anymore. I have to chop 15 or 20 to get a good reaction from the crowd. You know, that's still fairly impressive, you know, even though he is a fraud. So at least he's not a complete and total fraud, if you know what I mean. Anyway, so there's a thief that stole his key, and that's the next errand we've got to run. But you know, see, imagine that. Imagine you went and did this. You know, you went and saved the key to the city, and then it's just like you did it because you wanted this, and the game's gonna clearly point out where we need to go. But yeah. So I don't know. I'm just taken aback by it because now I have to be careful about being nice, you know, and that's just like I don't know what I'm supposed to do now, and that's the sort of thing that even I'm open to advice on this, even though it's just kind of talking one way on the LP. You know, I'll drop it after this now, but, you know, I have advice now, like, what should I do? I mean, what am I doing wrong? Like, clearly there's something wrong if, like, being nice makes you suspect they're bad, you know? Or they just want something from you. So you just talk to this guard, and he's going to open the gate for us, in which we'll go into the, I forget what the area is called. It will tell us in a second, actually. I haven't even been using the scouter that I got this episode, even though I said it was going to be useful. But, actually, I think this would be a good spot to end this episode off at. Sorry to end it at that thought anyway, but it's been a fun episode. We managed to get the Triceratops to lay off, I guess, and I don't actually know how much runtime this is going to be. Oh yeah, I actually managed to play it off, but you know, after I died as Piccolo there, that was actually the end of that recording. I actually got interrupted again, so, you know, I could have just played it off, but no, I'm going to be fair and just say, yeah, I actually had to take a pause because somebody else, I had errands to run, so this is actually later on in the day. But regardless, thank you very much for watching today's episode and listening to my personal spiel for a bit. It's just been on my mind, and just getting out there makes me feel a bit better. So, thank you very much for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time on Dragon Ball Legacy of Goku.